Hello and welcome to High Spirit Bags travel vlog, where we present you with top tips when it comes to travelling. Now in this video, we'll look at top tips when it comes to travelling with your cat. Now, travelling with a cat, be it by car, airline or even train, does present some major challenges. However, it needn't be too much of a difficult experience. So here's our tips. Now firstly, when it comes to your travel plans, perhaps you don't always have to consider travelling with your cat. Now, of course, we understand some of our feline creatures are really beautiful and we want them to experience all of these new and different amazing experiences with us. However, if you're taking shorter journeys, perhaps it's better to consider hiring professional pet sitters who are licensed to look after your cat whilst you're away. In this way, you don't necessarily have to inconvenience your cat's lifestyle too much and they have somebody professional looking after them. Now, especially when it comes to short travel journeys and trips that you really can't put off, but it's also too complex to travel with your cat, professionals are a great alternative because they're licensed and experienced, and essentially you pay them a fee to watch your cat while you're away. If you're going for a slightly longer period of time, but it's still a little bit complex logistically to arrange for your cat to travel with you, you can consider boarding your cat. In other words, taking it to a place where it's looked after and it stays there for a short period whilst you're away. Just make sure it's a cat-friendly boarding facility. However, of course, as I mentioned, our feline friends are really important, especially when we're going to really beautiful destinations and we want them to come with us. So if you must travel with your cat, make sure firstly you consider putting it in a large, sturdy carrier. Also, make sure the carrier that you travel with and the cat is contained in is labelled with your name and phone number. In case anything were to happen and it somehow gets lost, it can always be returned to the person it belongs to, which is you. Also, if you're travelling by car, along the way, you might want to let the cat out of the carrier periodically. Of course, this is for long distance journeys. So for instance, road trips, be it road trips across the country or even across countries, it is essential for you to let it out every so often to stretch itself. Also, when travelling by car and you stop to let your cat out for a walk or a stretch, you do of course run the risk of it darting out. It somehow may be stressed or afraid and it might decide to suddenly dart out of the car. However, do make sure that it has a leash so that you can essentially, if it's running away because it's somehow confused, you just step on the leash. Not too harsh, but of course you stop it from running away. And this is better than trying to grab it or chase after it when it's already scared and freaked out. This can only make the situation worse, and worse still, you're not even near home. Also, whilst you're travelling by road, make sure of course you shut the car door unless your cat is wearing a harness. Be sure to bring lots of water with you, but only give it to your cat when you are parked safely. Also, when travelling in winter, do make sure you bring extra blankets for your cat so that it can stay warm and happy throughout the journey. Now, if this is a longer trip you're taking, especially if it's over several days, you should let your cat out for a meal and fresh air, especially of course if this is by car. Now, we know that not all cats react to travelling in the same way, and some cats do get really stressed out during car rides, for instance. So if you can, and if you know that your cat becomes very stressed out, you can obtain a sedative or tranquilizer from your vet, but make sure you do first go, have it checked, and your vet can of course offer you the best solution for the sedative or tranquilizer. But of course this should be as a last resort if you find that your cat becomes very jittery and stressed. Now, of course, if you're travelling by air, make sure you make necessary arrangements. Firstly, airport travel can be really complex, so make sure you show up early at the airport. Also, most airlines have a limit as to how many cats are allowed in the cabin, so make sure you check this first. Now, on arrival, make sure you keep your cat confined to one room, which is out of the way and quiet whilst you unpack and unload your suitcase. Make sure you inspect everything when you arrive to make sure that there are no hazards for your cat in your new location, especially of course if you're staying in an Airbnb where sometimes the people who stayed there previously might have left a few hazardous things. If your cat has a bed at home, bring it with you for it to sleep in. Also, try to periodically spend time with your cat during the journey if it's safe and possible, so it doesn't feel abandoned. However, do make sure that you remember traveling is fun, so do enjoy your time with your cat at your new destination and of course during your trip. Cats also love cuddling, especially in new environments, so give them plenty of cuddles. Make sure, of course, you appreciate your cat who you've taken on this journey to experience these new experiences with you. Try to also reduce the stress it experiences as it adjusts to its new environment. And do remember that cats do settle well eventually in new surroundings, especially when they're shown love. So that's all for our travel hacks when it comes to traveling with your pet cat. Do make sure you also visit highspiritbags.com online website, where you can find lots of travel accessories and travel tools which you can take with you on your journey. Thank you so much for listening to our travel vlog, and we hope you found this useful.